Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's Tuesday morning, it's starting to sprinkle. I'm down here on George Street, as you can see, and it is a very, very quiet morning. I'm just going to go through and do another book summary today, and wish, of course, everybody Christos Anesti, because we continue to celebrate Easter and the resurrection for the 40 days that passes after Resurrection Sunday. I can still see the same sort of people camped out here in George Street. Don't know what's happening, but it is a sad sight indeed. But I think the lady across the road there has been there at least a couple of years. But they're one of the puzzling things that we have in the world. Don't know what to say, don't know what to do. I think some people just decide that that's the way they want to live, and just continue along that very, very path. Anyway, let's do a bit of a book summary, as I said. What I wanted to go through today is a book entitled Flourish. Flourish by an author named Martin Seligman. And apparently Martin is the founding father of happiness research, and it's a project that he's done all his life. And it's great to be able to put a name to a personality, to somebody who really believes in a cause, and somebody who has written a number of books. So Martin kicks off his book with a quote, and the quote from Martin is, "We are more than just a smiley face, as happiness is just 1/5 of what human beings choose to do." Anyway, it's starting to pelt down now, so I'll just get under cover before I get on the train. Here we go. So Martin's basically saying that we're more than just a smiley face, which is an interesting sort of view on the world. And he takes a holistic model of what happens and what happiness is. So let's kick off and look at the first key point to come out of the book here. And he uses a mnemonic, and the mnemonic that Martin uses to help us understand happiness is called the Perma, P-E-R-M-A, the Perma Model. So what is the Perma Model, you may ask? The Perma Model, and Perma is a mnemonic which basically means or outlines the 5 pillars of happiness. And the first one is positive emotion, P for positive emotion, E for engagement, let me clear my throat, R for relationships, M for meaning, and A for accomplishments. So what Martin is talking about here is that there are a number of aspects of our lives. There are 5, as he says, 5 aspects of our lives which help us build a fulfilled and happy life. And as he said before, a smiley face is just one of only 5 things that generate happiness. So he went on to talk about the fact that happiness, a lot of people mix up happiness with pleasure. And pleasure is that thing, that feeling that you get, that warm feeling that feeling of comfort or that feeling of excitement. So when people feel warm, comfortable and excited, that's what a lot of people associate happiness to, or their happiness to. So the author here goes on to break down those 5 pillars and talks about, you know, the positive emotions or the feelings that we get. And as I alluded to, a lot of people take those positive emotions and feelings, those pleasure feelings, and I guess those pleasure hormones which are secreted into our bloodstream, and a lot of people can think that just positive emotion, happiness and pleasure is what it's all about. But this author then goes on to say that there's more to it than just the happiness and the pleasure. There's the next element, which is called engagement, and we need to all feel a level of connection to what we're doing and to who we're with.
This service terminates here.
So a level of connection is key, and that comes through engagement, and it also enables us to be fully absorbed into the activity that we're involved with, or the group that we're in. So engagement is a key element to happiness. It's the second element to happiness. The third one that the author talks about and touches on is relationships. And he says that relationships are the number one requirement for not being depressed. People who are depressed are the ones who probably most often feel that they're disengaged and they're not connected to anybody, and feel that they don't have any relationships. So relationships, according to the author, are a thing which are a natural antidepressant. If you want to feel good, if you want to feel upbeat, then it's important to be connected to people in a meaningful relationship. Which takes us on to the next point. The next point in his model. The M stands for meaning. And as we said before, we need to be in a meaningful relationship. Whatever we do, we need to attach meaning to it and gain from it. And he also says that once you've got meaning, once you're granted meaning in terms of a relationship or whatever you're doing, the level of engagement, then that is what generates the energy. That's what generates motivation. So meaning creates motivation and gets us going and keeps us going, because you can see that what you're doing is delivering something of note, something worth pushing for and keeping, and hence why he says that meaning is an important thing. It's still dark, I can't even see the bridge from here, believe it or not. How interesting. And the last one, the last point of all that the author talks about is the importance of accomplishment. And by accomplishment, what we're meaning is that we all just love to win and to accumulate experiences and other things along the way. So in order to be happy, in summary, according to the author and his Perma Model, the author is saying that we need to have positive emotion. We need to receive some sort of positive dose, some positive feedback in the loop, and that positive emotion generally accounts or equals pleasure, and pleasure is that warm feeling that we get when we do things that sense of comfort that we achieve, and excitement as well. But that's only 1/5 of the equation according to the author. But we also need to be engaged. We also need to have relationships. We also need meaning in what we do and who we do it with. And at the end of the day, we need to have some results to show what we have done, and to account for something. So the author then goes on to give us some exercises to do and gives us some homework. And the homework that the author gives us is a called positive psychology exercises. And he also tells us that these things don't need to be complicated in order to have a profound effect. And things that he asks us to do is to basically ask 2 questions and to journal the answers to these questions on a daily basis. I think a lot of us have read enough over the years to see or to understand that journaling is an important part of personal development, and this author here supports the concept of journaling as well. But the 2 questions that he asks us to ask of ourselves on a daily basis at night when before we go to bed is to simply ask yourself the following question: what went well? Before you go to bed, what went well today? And to write down 3 things, and you do that every single day. And it's a great little exercise to do with children, with adults as well, just to have a bit of a game or a bit of a time just to chill out before you go to bed. Ask your partner, what went well today? And get them to give you 3 answers. And then you have a follow-up question. And that follow-up question is, why did this happen? So why did things go well today? And that way you're learning what is, what went well and why it went well, and you're able to build an inventory of skill sets which remind you of what went well and why it went well. And the next exercise that the author talks about here is called the kindness exercise. And what we're all invited to do is to generate random acts of kindness. So to do something that makes someone's day. So doing something for somebody without expecting anything in return. And I've got to admit, I really, really enjoy doing these sorts of exercises. As I say, I didn't need this author to teach me this. This is something that my parents taught me many, many years ago, to try and do something on a daily basis to help lift the people around you. So for those who don't practice it, there's an invitation from this author. There's a call to action to engage in a kindness exercise. Do something for your partner. Do something for your children. Do something for your boss. Do something for your peers. Do something for your friends. Give them a call. Tell them that you're thinking about them. Buy them tickets to the theatre, or just do something. These little gifts, these little surprises are what lift people and actually make their day. So something to think about, something to mull over, and something to incorporate in our lives. And the last point that the author makes is that success is based on more things than just intelligence. You can be happy by having a number of things in your life, and you can achieve many, many things by being more than just intelligent. You don't need intelligence. to be able to achieve and to live a good life, according to the author. So the author then goes on to inform us and to talk about the importance of the character traits, and that the character traits are more important than IQ in terms of determining how we live and what we achieve in our lives. Because he says that the character traits that we have influence and are responsible for accomplishment, and it's not just our fixed abilities. And the other thing is that there are things that we can learn. Accomplishment is influenced by the following learned things. And what the author says is that you need to have a quick mind. So you need to have speed of thought, of which, as the author says, these can be learned. Because if you've got goals, if you've got dreams, if you know exactly what you want to do, then when the situation occurs, then you can quickly decide because you know what you want. But there are people out there who don't know what they want, and because they don't know what they want, then quite obviously they can't decide on what to do because they don't know. But if you know what you want, it's pretty easy. It's really, really easy to make a snap, quick decision and to move towards your desired goals. The other thing that we need to do is we need to plan and revise. We need to be a quick learner, somebody who's able to pick something up and work with it. And we need to exert effort and to work hard at what we desire and what we want. And as the author says, all of those are learned. You can learn to plan and revise by just starting to plan and revise and to incorporate it into your daily habits and make it a habit, a ritual on a daily basis. Learning, once again, learning is a skill, but learning is all about attaching the unknown to the known. So the more you learn, the more you understand, the more you're capable of understanding. The more hooks you create in your brain, the more curious you are, then the more things you're going to try and figure out. And the more things you figure out, then the more things you're capable of figuring out, because the brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But you need to make an effort. We all need to make an effort is the key message. So I'll finish up there. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode, this Tuesday morning episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. As I said before, it was starting to sprinkle. It's stopped now, so I might go for a walk up there to the international passenger terminal and check things out and just do another couple of 5 a.m. clubs, because I need to knock out 5 a day. I only did 3 yesterday and a couple a day before, so I'm starting to fall behind. But I need to lift the game, and I'll probably try and do at least 5 or 6 today, because I'm in training. I'm in the city. I've got union delegate training down at the union headquarters there at the CFMEU, and I'll have some time throughout the day to try and vlog as many things as I can. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Christos Anesti. And I hope you got something out of this book entitled Flourish by Martin Seligman, the founding father of happiness research. And let's support each other. Let's get through this day, get through this week, be the wind beneath our wings, and let's live, learn and pass it on and make the most of this day. Yassas and bye for now.